Hello everyone. So mapping is an interesting thing. It is, fix that. It's one of those things where if you're doing it right, it almost feels like you didn't do anything at all. And a lot of what goes into mapping a competitive map is in making the kind of gameplay space feel seamless. Feel like the edges are smoothed off, in a sense. Or at the very least, just giving a really good sandbox for players and teams to play in that's very intuitive, balanced, etc. And there's just a lot of consideration for a lot of different things. And what I wanted to talk about today, as far as map design goes, is health packs. Because health packs are a really interesting concept. And of course, they influence the balance of the game a lot. So, and again, it's one of those things where if it's done well, it almost feels like there was nothing done at all. Like the packs were just meant to be there, obviously, and that's why they're there. But no, it's conscious decisions about how the map is played, and oftentimes with feedback about how the map is played, which ends up, affecting the gameplay in interesting ways. So for starters, when I talked about CP erosion, I pointed out how there was a full ammo and a full health pack, and that's something that's not present on any of the maps that that we play in competitive, which is interesting. And why not have full ammo or full health? Honestly, there isn't a strong reason in the case of ammo other than the half packs tend to do enough, honestly. Yeah, it could. There's maybe some element of tradition there, but honestly, the full ammo packs are not that big of a consideration. I imagine some people might think it has to do with like nerfing engineer or something, because some people tend to think that we make decisions with that stuff in mind, which Sixes players tend not to. For full health packs, there's definitely a more deliberate balance in mind there, because already getting a pack during a fight does give you a large advantage over the other team. And having that be a full pack is in some ways pretty excessive, depending on where the pack is as well. Like being able to, for example, bomb in as a soldier near a pack and just be like 10 HP and then the pack tops you off, like immediately you're just winning that fight suddenly. When at least like the 100 HP you get from the half pack is a lot, and it's enough to turn the tide of the fight, but not necessarily enough to just win it altogether, and the other player can still play around that. Yeah, a fair amount of it is kind of tradition of just what players are used to, the amount of health and ammo you can get from these packs being somewhat limited. That being said, a half pack is still like really good, and usually after that you're feeling fine. There is consideration to be made with how much packs give as well, because of soldiers, and kind of the modern soldier is very pack reliant and do not soak up nearly as many heals or as much heals as they used to. In particular, well, both Roamer and Pocket do play off of packs a lot, and really only get bowed either if it's extremely convenient for the team during a transition, or maybe during like a mid fight or a team fight, for instance, where they want to get bowed and then either jump away to a pack, or get bowed and then recommit with the newfound health, etc. But for pretty much everything else, these soldiers are playing off of packs, which, and of course they do this just fine with them being half packs as well. So there's some balancing element to it, I suppose. But with that in mind, I suppose that can segue into the next point, which is that packs kind of define the gameplay spaces, because in the case of soldiers playing off packs, a lot of the time your decisions about routing and positioning as a soldier does take into account where the health packs are. You know, one example I can think of, not soldier specific, but just demo specific. More often than not, which door a demo rolls out to mid is where the pack is. And it's pretty commonplace actually for similar parts of the map to have similar health packs. What do I mean by this? A lot of choke points tend to have packs, and a lot of doors just leading into mid tend to have packs. So for example, Gullywash Choke has a half health, half ammo. Metalworks House, which is, you know, right next to Choke, and your primary way of getting to mid, has a half health, half ammo pack. Notably, Sunshine and Process do not. What other maps are there? I mean, I don't really... Oh, Snakewater, of course. Both Lower and Saw have half health. Of course, Saw only has a half or a quarter ammo pack, not even a half one. Which is annoying, to be clear. During the pressures, man, like when you need ammo on Snakewater mid, you have to like route over to the point, which is annoying. So yeah, you can see a lot of decision making and positioning takes this state and location of these health and ammo packs into account. And a lot of coordinating spam as well takes these packs into account. Because, for instance, on Process second, for an even Uber's hold, there is a small ammo pack under the point in front of IT, right? Which basically no one takes. Like, maybe the flank scout's going to be taking that, because very few people are going to be playing in that position. And it's not enough ammo. Like, it's such a small pack that it's not worth going out of the way to get to it, right? So that really leaves for not only the Pocket Scout, but the Demo and the Pocket Soldier, and in some cases even the Roamer as well, just a half ammo pack near Sidespire, under the point on the other side. Meaning that, you know, communication about that pack is important, and different people calling dibs, different people communicating when they need that ammo becomes important. Because obviously, like, if your demo runs out of stickies, then how are you going to hold this point? Like, same thing applies to your Pocket Soldier and rockets. And to some extent, like, your scout is going to need pistol shots as well. It's usually getting pistol. Although some scouts just spam with scattergun, try and shit people, and run out of scattergun ammo. So ammo is going to put a strain on a team. And yeah, coordinating and communicating who needs packs and when is an important thing. And actually, one really big example I can think of a really crucial pack that I don't even know, I forget who the mapper for Bagel is, but if you're hearing me, please. On Bagel, this used to be a huge problem with the map. Next to the point, well, just playing the point in general, because of course demo you are going to be playing central across the point. There's just there used to be no ammo nearby whatsoever. And so it was not uncommon to just run out of ammo if a fight was going on a long time without you or anyone else necessarily dying. And this would force you as a demo to either back up to lobby to go get that ammo, or rotate to right house and take your roamer's ammo. And during this entire time, Bagel's a point that caps so quickly that a team, you know, when the demo's not in the fight like that, should be able to just cap straight up. So in more recent versions, you'll notice that an ammo pack got added, a small ammo pack, which I think could be a medium one, because I still find myself running out of ammo if people aren't dying on point for me to pick up their ammo that their body drops. So I wouldn't mind that, but just the change of ammo, it is not only taking into account like how people play the map, but also influences how they play the map. Another note, or another point I want, maybe another note I want to point out was what I was trying to say. Something else to point out is when it comes to last, you'll notice that there aren't a lot of health packs on last. It's quite rare, actually. And usually the most you have are small health packs. Like on Sunshine here, you can see to my left, I'm not looking at it. To my left, there's a small pack. And actually in front of the point, there's a small pack. I didn't even really notice that because that doesn't really get used much. Likewise, you know, a map like Process, no health packs at all on last. Metalworks has a small health pack. Snakewater has a small health pack that's kind of in a vulnerable spot. So why is this? Well, health packs are a little strange on last because the defending team have an entire spawn to walk into and resupply from. So in a sense, while health packs do help the defending team in like an even Uber situation, because they can get those packs during that, it's still not that critical because of course they can just get resupplies. Versus in a disad situation, for the attackers pushing in, those health packs are actually really, really nice. Because they, you know, one of the main disadvantages about pushing last is the fact that one team, the defending team, can just resupply at any time and get their health and ammo back. But the attacking team can't, so you're kind of running on a limited fuel tank for what you can work with. So, yeah, as a result, having these small packs, if any at all, means that you really need to lock in for your last pushes because you aren't going to get bailed out by these packs. On top of the fact that, I mean, there are some balance questions about the fact that, you know, someone could just stay in on last, arguably out of position, and just get topped off by a pack, or that, like, a last push might hinge on whether a pack is spawned or not. Stuff like that, you know. There's something to be desired, I suppose. But another case of these health packs and their positioning being really crucial. So yeah, oftentimes health packs are in these kind of intermediate spaces that I talk about a lot. They are in your lobbies. They are in your ITs. They are in your cafes and whatnot. So as a result, for most health packs, they are accessible to both teams. And that means that they end up being really versatile because you might be using a health pack when you're just about to pressure a door, and on the flip side, if someone is pressuring that door again for a countersack or something, then suddenly, boom, you get to access that pack as well. So health packs are pretty versatile generally, and you have to be very careful with how you use them because, again, it's one of those things where, like, a poorly placed health pack is either not going to get noticed, or is going to get noticed a lot. And when I say not going to get noticed, I mean not going to get used at all, or it's going to really influence the way people play and the way people take fights with each other, in a generally negative way. That being said, usually, like, the never used health packs are stuff like this one actually next to me outside, just on the lawn. that mini ammo. Dude, mini packs feel so worthless sometimes, but it's better than nothing, I guess. But yeah, something that takes a lot of consideration. And there's no, like, standard hard and fast rules about what packs go where, but they usually follow pretty intuitive ideas about where people might already want to be, what is desirable positioning, and where you might be able to take, like, a brief respite and, you know, get healed off as a soldier, for example, before recommitting or whatnot. Or they're places that the presence of the pack makes them desirable places to stand. I mean, you can think the example of that small shed in Metalworks. Oh, this is why you always play with shadows on, by the way. The example of that small shed in Metalworks Alley that is just a death corner to stand in, really serves no other purpose than being like a hiding spot. Probably does exist for the health pack, you know, truthfully, but not something anyone would ever walk into if that health pack weren't there. Same thing with Truck on Metalworks by Mid. That's not a place you want to be standing, but it is a place that you can kind of tuck a pack where it's not directly involved in gameplay in the sense that people have to go slightly out of their way to get it, but it's accessible for players playing in that area, and there is a risk-reward trade-off between whether you want to get that or not. And the risk-reward between getting a pack during combat is an important consideration. And one classic example is the ammo pack on Dog Bread on product. Yeah, that is what the callout is called. And on certain product versions, if you actually no-clip into the thing, you can see like a little Dog Bread model. It's weird. But I've played product games where I'm just running out of ammo and I decide, I really want to get this pack. I'm gonna go for it, and then I end up just straight up dying because I get out of position to try and get this ammo and end up getting punished for it. So yeah, for some packs there is a risk-reward component, and this applies to a lot of different places on different maps. You know, right now, for example, if I'm playing Counter-Sac on Sunshine, if I were running low on ammo, for instance, then there's a trade-off that I'd have to choose between, do I back all the way up to Cafe to get that ammo, because that'd be the safest and best ammo pack to get, in my opinion, which might be giving up the doors because I'm backing up so much, or do I potentially like walk forward and get this mini ammo pack that's on the floor? I'm pretty vulnerable to bombs if I do that, but I get to still watch the doors while doing it. So like you get to choose. There's gameplay elements to where these packs are placed. It's not just passive decisions about the map. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of thought that goes into health packs from the mapper's end, and it's again one of those things where if it's done well, you hardly notice at all. But when there's like a crucial pack missing, like there used to be on Bagel, or something to that effect, then it's something that that you really notice when you're playing. So yeah, health packs are interesting. There's a lot of decision making about health and ammo packs. You can sticky track them as well. But yeah, they demand a certain game plan, and they demand teams to position themselves or route themselves in different ways to accommodate them. Oh man, I just dodged that lock, and I think we're gonna win now. That's crazy. And yeah, there's a lot of thought that go into them behind the scenes, even though they don't really get talked about much, or if at all, right? So anyway, hope this was entertaining for you guys, or at least interesting. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.